Hello everyone, today we are going to learn about the topics of mean and median and how to find them in a data set. The first thing I would like to talk about is median. And when we're talking about the median, we're really discussing what the middle digit is. And this depends on whether the number of elements in the data set are odd or even. So the first thing we have to do is list the numbers in order from least to greatest. So let's look at an odd number of elements. And we will start with 2, 5, 9, 3, 5, 4, and 7. And as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers that I wrote. And since 7 is an odd number, that's why I said we're starting with an odd number of elements. So the first thing you want to do, first step, would be to take these numbers and list them from least to greatest. So if I'm going to do that, it would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 9. So I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure we have all the numbers included. And you'll see that there's actually 2 5s here, and you still want to list the 2 5s when you're listing them from least to greatest. So it's actually quite simple to find the median when you have an odd number, because you just start from the outside in the first and you work your way in and then in again. And then that number that's actually right in the middle is going to be your median. So the median for this set of elements would be 5. But when we're looking at an even number of elements, we have to see what the middle 2 numbers are, and we have to actually find the average of those 2 numbers. So let's just put a line here so we know we're looking at another problem. And let's look at this set of numbers, but let's take one of the numbers out. So let's do 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 numbers in this set. So what's our first thing we want to do? Remember, first thing we want to do is reorder those numbers. And they're actually reordered for us, which actually works out to our benefit. But you always want to make sure and have them listed from least to greatest. So when we reorder the numbers, then what we want to do is you still want to look to see. So we go outside, outside, we're going in, and now instead of just having one number in the middle, we actually have 2 numbers in the middle. And these 2 numbers that we have are 4 and 5. So we now want to find the average. So finding the average of something is, the equation will look like 4 plus 5. And when we add 4 plus 5, we get 9. And because there's 2 numbers that we're adding, we're now going to take that sum and we're going to divide by 2. So if we take 9 divided by 2, our answer is going to be 4.5. So the median of that problem would be 4.5. It's really important that you remember when you're finding the median that you have to list the data sets from least to greatest. If you don't list the data set from least to greatest, your calculations are going to give you an incorrect median. Okay, so now let's look at what a mean is. So when we're talking about mean, let me just get rid of this paper. When we're talking about mean, the mean is computing by adding all the numbers in the data together and then dividing by the number of elements contained in a data set. So it's really the middle number when we're looking at a data set. So I'm going to give you a data set again of 2, 5, 9, 3, oh, that 3 doesn't want to write, I'll do 3, 5, 4, and 7. So the numbers in this element, the number of elements in this data set, for this, there's 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what we're going to do next, you don't have to rearrange your numbers when you're looking for the mean. So we can just add them as is. So now we're going to add them. So we have 2 plus 5 plus 9 plus 3 plus 5 plus 4 and plus 7. And when we add that all together, that is going to give us, it's going to equal 35. So our next step would be just like we found when we had two numbers in the middle for our median. You just add all those numbers together and then you divide by the number that your set is. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers in our set. So we're going to take 35 and we're going to divide by 7, and 35 divided by 7 is going to give us 5. So our mean for this problem, 35 divided by 7, our mean equals 5. Okay, so remember the mean is computing the average. So looking at the set, you know, our average for all of these numbers together would give us, our average would be 5. So let's look at another set of numbers just for practice. And I have this set up here, which I have 2, 2, 6, 8, 13, 14, and 17. And the first thing you want to do is you want to add them all together. So when we add 2 plus 2 plus 6 plus 8 plus 13 plus 14 plus 17, that's going to give us a sum of 62. But we also want to see how many numbers are in our set. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 numbers in our set. We're now going to take that 62 and we are going to divide by 7. And when we divide 62 by 7, that gives us 8.9. So our mean for this set of numbers would be 8.9. So now let's do a little bit of a practice. If I give you the list numbers of 8, 10, 12, 18, 14, 10, 21, and 35. All we need to do is add these numbers together and then divide by the number of elements. So if we were going to add all of these together, let's do it in red. So we have 8 plus 10 plus 12 plus 18 plus 14 plus 10 plus 21 plus 35. Our sum for that problem is going to give us 128. We know that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers in this set. So we want to divide 128 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And when we divide 128 divided by 8, our answer is 16. So our mean is going to be 16. If we wanted to find the median of those numbers, we would go and list them first from greatest to smallest. So let's go down here and let's list these numbers from greatest to, or from least to greatest. I'm sorry. So 8, 10, 10, 12, 14, 18, 21, and 35. If we start on the outer and work our way in, work our way in, work our way in, we see that we now have 12 and 14. What's our next step that we do? We add 12 plus 14. That's going to give us 26. There's two numbers that we are dividing by. So 26 divided by 2, and our answer to that would be 13. So our median equals 13. This concludes our lesson for today. Our next lesson that we will do will be a lesson on mode and range. Thank you.